Here we have a new 2025 Hyundai Kona. This one comes in the SEL Convenience trim level with all-wheel drive. Abyss black pearl is the paint, and then we have gray cloth interior. For the powertrain, we get a 2-liter naturally aspirated 4-cylinder mated to the intelligent variable transmission. But as we come to the front end here, we do get our LED headlamps along with the LED daytime running lights. The daytime running lights are what's on now. But a nice Iron Man look with this vehicle. Ever since it kind of came out with that first trim of the Iron Man, it's kind of stuck to his roots there, and I really like the design there. Sorry for the wind noise. Down here, 18-inch alloy wheels. We get passive keyless entry on the front, and then to the door panel, power mirror controls, power door lock controls, one-touch up and down windows for the front, regular power windows for the back, rear window lock there, and then we do have our blind spot monitors in the side mirrors. Electronic parking brake, hood release. We get a manual tilt, as well as telescoping steering wheel. But here's the power driver's seat. We get two-way power lumbar support there. And then this is to open the fuel cap. But a huge thanks to Hyundai of Cool Springs for allowing me to review this Kona today. I'll leave a link below in the description. If you're looking to find the best price on one of these closer to home, click that second link down below. It takes just a minute to fill out your information, and I'll make sure the local dealers are fighting to get you the best price on this or whatever new vehicle you might be interested in. But I have the seat up front adjusted for someone of my size, being 6'3" with longer legs, so I'm gonna test out the room behind myself. So room's not terrible. It helps how the seat is kind of like concave almost, where it curves and then curves back, and that helps with the space. I could scoot the seat up a little bit more if I needed to. I'm actually a bit far back, so I could sit back here no problem. Headroom is very good with the, the taller roof line. But rear AC vents, 2 USB-C ports, and then you have a little bit of a storage tray there, which is nice. And then the middle seat folds down. Bottle holders are here. LED light in the back. Grab handle on this side, and then we have the hook if you need to hang a shirt or a pair of pants there. It's pretty sturdy, so it might do both. I just wouldn't push it. And then we have the child lock. You just put a key in there and turn it one way or the other there. And there's the gas cap. But to the back end here, you get LED tail lamps. So that's a nice design there. And there's a look underneath it. Manual lift gate. And this one has a little bit going on back here that hasn't been installed, but top tethers are integrated on the back of the seats themselves. Nice LED light to kind of brighten it up back here. And then underneath, you have the spare tire. And then a little space there in the side pocket. But then rear passenger side, if you want to fold this down from either side, just pull this here and that'll fold flat. You can run longer objects through to the front. Again, the top tethers are on the back of the seats. And then if you need access to the anchors for the car seat, it's down there. But front passenger seat, 6-way manual here. You can pump the seat up or down. Seat back can be controlled here. Seat bottom, you can push that forward or back. And then you have a glove compartment here with the owner's manual, a top pocket there. And then as we come back around to the front end, there's a 4-cylinder engine there. But before we hop in the driver's seat, just gonna show off the turn signals. There's the back end, side mirror, and then the front. So the turn signals aren't LED except for the ones in the mirror, but you can swap out the bulbs if it's that important to you. But driver's seat, steering wheel, there's the horn. Now to the display, this is 12.3 inches. Navigation systems here. You can add your destinations or whatever. And then AM, FM, XM radio. You get Bluetooth audio, wireless CarPlay, Android Auto compatibility. And then your settings here, go to general, and you can fool with your language here, and then your units of measurement right in here. And I like you can actually change everything manually. So if you want PSI here, but you want miles per gallon UK there, Celsius, you can just kind of configure it the way you want to. But that's everything that's in there for the most part. Backup cameras there, guidelines follow you as you turn the steering wheel. And then we have shortcuts down below, including the hazards. So home page, map, and then we have media. And then you have a custom button you can set up there. And then you have your setup here. So to get back to those settings. And then volume is here, you can click that to turn the audio off. Then you have a tune knob on this side. Dual zone automatic climate control, so we can adjust temperature for either side, fan speed, then fan direction. You have your AC, your sync button there, your auto, so you get 3 stages of that depending on the fan speed. And then you can cut the whole system off here. USB-C, and then a USB-C charge port there, 12 volts. And then we do get a wireless charging pad in this one, which is nice. And then this here, if anybody doesn't have their seatbelt on the back, you get a nice illuminated light there. But 3-stage heated seats for the front. Hit this button, pulls up the camera instantly there. And then we have our automatic brake hold here, center differential lock, turn that on or off. And then your drive modes are here. So you get normal, sport, and then your snow mode. Bottle holders are here. If you want to get rid of these and get a little bit more space, you can do that. And then your center console cubby space is right there. There's a look at the back seat from up here. And then the LEDs for the front. We actually get an LED light here for the vanity mirror. It's funny because I'm reviewing this SEL Convenience Kona, but when I did the SEL, or I did the limited Sonata Hybrid, that did not have an LED there, so they kind of missed that. And then another plus, if you like to have these on the driver's side, this is one of the few cars I've seen that actually has it, so that's nice. But to the steering wheel, blinkers, and then auto, low beams, high beams are there, and then when you're in the auto mode, you can control the automatic high beams there. Right side of the steering wheel, one time off, intermittent low, high. We can adjust that intermittent frequency here, and then our rear wiper. Push back for the rear fluid, pull up for the front. And then we also have the paddle shifters behind the steering wheel that we can use. So that's nice to have as well. But Smart Cruise over here, you can turn that on or off, adjust your speed, pause, resume, and then you have the gap adjust for the Smart Cruise, the lane centering, and then you can use this to go through your sub-menus in the gauge cluster, and then when applicable, you can use this and scroll down. Right side, you can go through your audio sources, track list, or radio station presets, and then volume up, down, click here to mute, voice recognition, Bluetooth button, and then you have that other custom button that you can set up here. And then for the shifter, hit the brake, pull this way for reverse, tap up for neutral, pull all the way up for drive, press on the side there for park. And then your push button starts right there. Finally, here's the key fob with remote start. But next, let's go ahead and take this 2025 Hyundai Kona SEL Convenience with all-wheel drive out on the road for a test drive. So starting the test drive in the Kona here, 2-liter naturally aspirated 4-cylinder. It's not necessarily quick in this vehicle, but not terrible. It gets it up to speed and it keeps that fuel economy close to 30 miles per gallon. But I will say, for it to be what it is, it has a bit of grunt to it. It doesn't sound necessarily strained. It just sounds natural, and I like that about it. Now, I've been in some 2-liters that feel quicker than this, but those vehicles had a pretty high bar, honestly. And again, for this to be the Kona, it's not meant to be sporty or anything like that. It has an all-wheel drive system. Feels pretty good. Now the different drive modes help kind of find where you want to be. Now in sport mode, this thing revs higher, gets up to speed a little quicker, but with the variable transmission, it doesn't feel as sporty as it would with a 6-speed. I think Hyundai's 6-speed is pretty good. And even just in the hybrid Sonata I just drove, the 2-liter, and even though you have an electric motor there, it felt so much quicker than this, even though they kind of come from the same basis, if that makes sense. Again, the electric motor makes a big difference, but it's like night and day driving a 2-liter hybrid compared to a 2-liter without the electric motor in this Kona. Now in the sport mode, this does like to get up to speed more. It likes to rev a little hotter. But honestly, the normal mode is what most people will use these in. It feels more natural. But again, me personally, just with how this kind of drives, I would keep it in sport mode. I like it better. Now I'm going to keep it in the sport mode, and we'll see how it gets up to speed getting on the interstate here. Here we go. So it didn't floor, but I gave it a little pull there. And it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad at all. Now I do want to give one more thanks to Hyundai of Cool Springs for allowing me to review this Kona today. I'll leave a link below in the description. But if you're looking to find the best price on one of these closer to home, click that second link down below. It takes just a minute to fill out your information, and I'll make sure the local dealers are fighting to get you the best price on this or whatever new vehicle you might be interested in. But the ride is good. This rougher stretch of interstate's a tad loud, so it doesn't really justify the road noise, but it's even with that, it's not bad. But easy to control. You get with the all-wheel drive system, 26 miles per gallon city, 29 highway. And it's solid, I think, for what you get here with the all-wheel drive system. Again, the space you get having more of a subcompact SUV, I'd say it's a step above, probably just a compact SUV. It's not too small, but I like that it has what it has. I think for the people in this market, they're going to be very impressed with this. Now for the price point, I think a little over $30,000. There are other options out there. I wish we had a 2-liter turbo here, or even the 1.6 turbo that's offered. And I think the N-Line, it's a better, let me put it this way, it's an easier engine to use, I think. I feel like this 2-liter, especially under strain, it doesn't pull like it should. And I don't know, a lot of these engines nowadays for emissions, they're being detuned and all of that. And this feels like the 25 Equinox with a 1.5 turbo. The acceleration is adequate, but I know it could be better. And without it being in sport mode and the normal mode, it still kind of strains finding that sweet spot in the variable transmission. And it's just crazy that with this 4-cylinder, I feel like I have to push it hard to get it going anywhere. And in terms of passing power, it just doesn't make it that good in that sense. But most people with these are not going to be driving them that way. And if you're in the market for that and you test drive one, if it's not enough acceleration, you won't get it. So it is what it is. But you get that light off-roading capability with the all-wheel drive system, light snow. You even have the snow mode there. So it has a lot to offer. But if you're wanting something with a bit more pep in its step, you might want to go up to the N-Line and get the 1.6 turbo. So with all that being said, this will bring me to the end of my review of this 2025 Hyundai Kona SEL Convenience with all-wheel drive.